Hey y'all, welcome back to the Mastery Test YouTube channel where we help you guys succeed in high school. Today we're going to be covering a very highly requested video, how to get an officer position in a club or organization at your high school. Now, this is coming from someone who's an officer in numerous clubs throughout his high school. I'm an officer for BPA, TSA, JROTC, Key Club, JROTC Academic Team, etc. The list goes on and on. So today I'm going to be diving into about 5 tips that I can give you guys to maximize your success in these clubs. And keep in mind, a lot of these clubs that I have are I'm the president for, or I'm the vice president, or I'm in a very high leadership role. And a lot of these clubs have over 300 people. So I was able to beat out a lot of competition to get there. Now, my first tip for y'all specifically goes out to those of you that are trying to get an officer position in a club that's competition-based. So typically CTSOs, or Career and Technical Student Organizations, like DECA, FBLA, BPA, TSA, Skills USA, etc., have competitions that these high schoolers participate in. So typically when it comes down to the application process for officer selection, the first thing officers or advisors are going to look at is how well you did in these competitions. So what I recommend you doing is really just honing in on your skills for these competitions. Even if you're just a freshman or sophomore, ideally if you can go to the national level at these competitions or international and really place out there, you're going to be in very good hands. So please make it your task to at least every week to put some time for you to study that content, practice it, and get really, really good at it. Now, my second tip for y'all is to participate in literally all the events that are offered to you. Whether it is a CTSO and it is competition-based or it's not, your club is still probably going to offer additional events, whether it's community service-based events or you're doing some sort of fundraiser or you're tutoring students, etc. If you can take advantage of at least the majority of the opportunities that are provided to you, then you're showing that you can handle your responsibilities as an officer if you were to get it. Because the question is, if you're not showing up to any of these extra events, even if they're optional, how can we trust as an officer, if they were to select you, to actually manage these events, which would probably be your role if you were an officer? And to add on to that, if you guys can't show up to an event, maybe you guys have football practice in the morning or whatever, that's totally fine. But maybe that's an opportunity for you to explain that in your application or something else to that effect, Now, for my third tip, I know this might be a bit controversial or a lot of people maybe may disagree with me, but honestly, it's to develop your personality. At the end of the day, a lot of these club elections, especially in high school, are election-based, so by the student vote, or they're based on advisors, the teachers who are in the club, or they're based on the officers. And so in either of those situations, or all three of them, there are people that are looking at your application and seeing if you're a best fit for this role. And what that means is there's always going to be human bias, whether we like it or not. People are going to play favorites, and I'm not telling you to go in there, bribe the officers, do anything like that. That's not good. And I'm not even telling you guys to change your entire personality to do this, but all I'm saying is for you to just be a little bit more friendly, Don't get very angry at people for certain reasons, and just try to develop a relationship with the officers, Maybe go ahead and ask them, certain questions. If they're seniors, what college are you applying to? Try to just develop those relations, because when the time comes, it's going to be very, very good for you that you know these officers and someone's going to be there to vouch for you during that process. Now, my fourth tip for y'all is to work on your leadership ability and public speaking skills. Now, a lot of times, especially in very big clubs with over 200, 300 members, a lot of the officers can't manage that many people at the same time. And so a lot of times you can have the opportunity to actually step up. So for example, I know at BPA last year, we were at the state conference and we had over 60 or 70 people to manage. And a lot of times it was really the freshmen or sophomores that really had to step up, even if they weren't in an officer position, to just really say, hey, I need 10 or 12 people to come help me set up the chairs. I need 10 or 12 people to come help me over here, or whatever it is. And so sometimes if you have the opportunity, I'm telling you guys to take charge and practice your speaking and leadership ability. I want you guys to get really, really good at these things. For speaking, I know a lot of people have stage fright, or not even stage fright, but you guys just can't really speak that well in front of a lot of other people. Well, as an officer, that's kind of what you're expected to do. And that really comes down to your personality. Do we want someone who's really shy and not really that great with people, or do we want someone that can really get along with people to be an officer? And obviously the answer is the latter half, whether you guys like it or not. That's kind of the harsh truth in most cases. So if you guys are bad at speaking, maybe take a speaking class. maybe speak in the mirrors. Try to, just get around a little bit more and be a little bit more extrovert. Try to speak to more people, and you will get better at that. Now, my fifth tip for y'all is to express your interest early. I know application processes typically take place at the end of the year or at the beginning of the next school year, but let an officer know or let an advisor know that you're interested early on. Because guess what that shows? It shows commitment. It wasn't just something that you, at the last thing, were like, let me apply for this officer position. But this was something that you knew you were going to be dedicated for at least, 7 or 8 months prior. And that's really going to come into play when officers or advisors are looking at your application and going, yeah, well, I knew this student was going to be committed for 7 or 8 months prior versus a student who didn't do that. And it also kind of helps you, again, build a good relation with your advisor. If you come to your advisor, come up to the officers or anything like that, and you're like, hey, I'm interested for running for officer. Are there any resources that can help me? Again, it shows your commitment to the club. So I highly suggest that you start building those relations and express your interest in running for officer early on. Now, my sixth tip is actually a little bit of a bonus tip for y'all, and that is to start your own club. I've actually started my own club here at school, and it's been great, and it's actually a really easy way for you guys to basically be able to be the co-president, the president, vice president, whatever it is, and really just take off in that sense. Now, I will be posting a little bit more videos on how to start your own club and things like that, so stay tuned for that a little bit later. And with that said, that just about wraps up our video here on Master HS on how to get an officer position in high school for your clubs. Comment down below what other videos you guys want me to cover next, and I'll see you in the next one.